Milton Jackson. I play Tryston in Black Enough.
My name is Jeremy Rodney Hall. I'm the director of photography for Black Enough.
My name is Micah Ariel Watson, and I do the most. I'm the writer, director, and executive producer of Black Enough.
Who also does the most.
I'm from Illinois, and I'm blessed to be here. Saints.
We can make it out of this hell, be our best selves, and you know that they gon' keep trying to seize the exhale. But
coffee club. Well, I could think of a better name for it. But basically, we meet up in the morning at a coffee shop on the corner in Charlottesville, and we like pop open our Bibles, like pray, like read the Word, just like it's pretty chill. Yeah, we just kind of talk about the Word and like what we're struggling with, and like joys that we have throughout the week, and just like chat with each other. Yeah.
Faith was like really one of the like driving forces that brought me here. So to like be in a space with people who, you know, collectively share and like the same faith, and like to have that space, you know, aside from filming and aside from, you know, doing like stuff on set, to just, you know, really sit back and, you know, share those things. It was refreshing, just to be able to, you know, have like people, you know, that not only, you know, care about, you know, getting business done, but also, you know, care about your well-being, like your spiritual well-being. It's like extremely important.
I was low-key surprised that people, like, that people were gonna show up. Because I knew it was an important thing for me, just like knowing we're shooting on Sundays and stuff, like I'm not gonna be able to like go to church and whatnot, and like I just need like that type of community. So it was like a pleasant surprise to see that like people were showing up, and that also that those sort of conversations extend beyond set. Like, you know, it's stuff that I mean beyond coffee club, like we have those conversations on set and like, you know, after we're done. So that was like hugely important, and probably something that makes this particular production experience different than like anything I've ever done, like film or theater wise. Yeah.
Like literally our first coffee club, it was like within like the first 10 minutes, like everybody was just in tears. And I was
like your head's in the way.
I kind of felt like reassured that, you know, God sent me here for a reason and for a purpose, not only to do business, but to also like get to know Him on like a deeper level. And I just having like a sense of community, like just in that faith space, is like very essential. Just with like, you know, how hard it is, you know, being like a creative when literally like your whole career is like faith-based pretty much. Yeah. So that was big. That's big.
I think it was definitely different for me, like coming from grad school and really having to be, not having to be, but like choosing to be very like low key about my faith, which isn't like something that I'm like proud of, but in the classroom it was like very hard for me to like speak up and say things, and like people were asked like, how did you get this idea? And I just want to be like, yo, the Holy Spirit. And like going from that space to this space where people are literally pushing me to pray, telling me to be better, like checking me, that's like huge. And it made me feel like so at peace in the midst of like all the craziness that happens on the day-to-day set. Yeah.
So it made me cry, I can see the rainbow.
He came to me and he was like, I just really feel like I should be a part of this. Like he was actually groveling for a minute.
The bull face line?
So I've become familiar with some of his photos just through the internet. And then he did this series with Sunday School called The Hair Appointment. And I was like, yo, I didn't say it like that. I was like, this is like super, super dope. And so then I started looking through his like Instagram and whatnot, because I was interested in like the creation process, but I was really interested like who like physically took the photos. And so I started looking at Jeremy's stuff, and I think I DM'd him once, no reply. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I was like, okay, this isn't gonna work out. I'm gonna start looking for other DPs, and you know, I just like got over it. I just couldn't shake the thought from my head. And then I saw that The Hair Appointment was coming to an art show in Brooklyn. And I was like, I texted Mariama, digital media strategist, and I was like, yo, this is happening, like we should go, just because it's cool, not really thinking anything was gonna come of it. And then she's like, oh no, like what if he was a part of this? And I was like, that's what I was thinking, but I just don't think it would happen. So I like, you know, left my cave and I went to Brooklyn to this show, the hair appointment, and I was super nervous. I had a whole speech planned out. I listened to his album like 4 times. I listened to this album so many times just to make sure like I could cite like specific references, because for me as an artist, like someone knows my work, like, and knowing like what I do like intimately is really important. So I wanted to sort of have that same conversation with him. So yeah, I had this like rehearsed speech and it like all went down the drain.
She named out the song though. I was impressed.
Really?
I was highly impressed.
Really? And I remember he I was wearing like this necklace, this enough necklace, and he was like, oh, that's important. I was like,
she's so nervous.
I told God, like, okay, if I don't find any DP by the end of December, like Black Enough is a wrap. And this man emailed me, I don't know the exact date, it was something like December 29th. And he was like, oh yeah, I'm interested. I was like, what?
It's so funny because I was like the day before my son was born, so. If it was the 29th, I'm gonna check.
Now, here we are.
Shots of choir.
They're kind of all you've seen.
But many times we can forget where God has brought us from. The Bible says that he was so depressed that God had to go into the cave and send an angel to speak life into him and to encourage him and remind him of who you are in God.
So for me, before coming here, I had like a lot of things going on. Obviously with having a family, being broke, not really having like any clear direction of where things were gonna go. Like I have some sort of direction, but there's a lot of things in limbo. So like a lot of jobs that would be possible to happen and they just didn't happen, and like things that look like they could be set in motion for a little while, but then like again I had to consider that in relation to being a part of this production and like the work that was involved. So like coming to this to Charlottesville, being a part of this production has meant a lot to me because, like, for one, everybody is super hardworking. We're all Black, like most of us, and the thing about it is like we all feed off of each other really well. So like I met Milton and like we're on the same wave. Like he's 3 years younger than me, but he acts like he's, you know, like 30, or like he really knows. He's super smart, super intelligent, and like I just respect him a lot. And same with like a lot of people on this cast. Like so everybody just inspires me because everyone just has a different way of looking at life, a different way of thinking about things, and like that really helps me because I spend 95% of my time in my basement recording or like working on things. And even if I do get out, like it's specifically for the sake of, oh, I'm going to get this specific thing done, or maybe to go eat, because that's like the only thing I do other than make music or working on some sort of project. So this has been a blessing for me because in ways that I've been able to get some space from what was going on at home, to be able to be there for other people in ways that I think I knew I was gonna be there for, but like I didn't know to what extent, like being almost like a big brother to a lot of people. And I think that's been very helpful to them. And then because I'm an extrovert and I love people so much, that really fuels me. So just being able to know that I helped somebody, not just because I'm like some good person, but just because like God really like talks, you know, used me like to, you know, make someone's life better or just inspire them, even if just a little bit. Yeah, that means a lot to me. So that's what I've gotten from this trip. You know, there's so many things that happened before. I came here like losing a couple friends this year, and one to like just an untimely death, and like one to like suicide like a week before I came out here, and just among other things. And like there's so many things that could have like just completely derailed me even being a part of this production. So like the fact that I'm even here, and like, you know, the plane didn't crash, for example, because it was like, you know, looking that way at one point. And then just meeting all these people and then being so awesome and so open and, you know, everyone just being so down to work on this production. It's been, yeah, I can't put it to words. It's been awesome.
The wisdom that this guy has and like, you know, the gems that, you know, he drops. It's just like you get so much more just, you know, when people are here for a purpose and, you know, when God brings everything together, which segues into Micah, who's probably like one of the most gifted people that I've ever met in my life. Just with, you know, her ability to tell a story, but in a way that like glorifies God in a sense is just.
I've never. Oh.
I think for me, I'm just like so in awe of God and like what he's doing in this space. Cause I mean, I went from this thing of like me writing in isolation in like coffee shops or like, you know, whatever, and like only talking to one other person about this, to having, you know, 30 people come to Charlottesville, Virginia, hashtag Charlottesville, and like trust me with their time and like with their art. That's been amazing. And there are things that I literally could not have planned. The amount of people that are like, I was about to give up on this project or give up on like their art in general, or I like needed this or I needed to be around these people, X, Y, and Z. That's stuff I can't find like in an audition, or I can't, you know, figure out just by like stalking someone on the internet. So I know it had to have been like God specifically putting people in the right places in the right times, because every single moment when I thought that all hope was lost for Black Enough, literally every single moment, God provided like the right person, not just like the right thing, like the right person. And I think that what makes Black Enough special is it's not just about like the show, or it's not just about like the product that we're putting out, but I feel like we're really building like deep relationships. Like I feel like I'm meeting people who are like gonna be some of my best friends and like lifelong artistic partners and whatnot. So that's been really critical to me, and I'm just like amazed and in wonder and like can't even articulate all that's like been happening. Just like a big like, bubble inside of me that's just like glowing and shining like the love of Christ.
I can definitely say that this is probably the most meaningful experience that I've had in my life. Cause like just coming here, it took a lot of like, you know, thinking about, cause I was like, you know, am I sure, you know, I want to do this? And like I said earlier, like it really just took me, you know, sitting down and after I had prayed on it, you know, deciding to like take this leap of faith, and like just really, you know, stepping out on faith and doing this, because I got to a point to where I was like, okay, this is something that is just, you know, bigger than just me and how I'm feeling in this moment, and there's no telling where, you know, God can take me from this. And it was like, you know, I was so dead set on, you know, coming here to do a job, but I got so much more out of that. Like, honestly, I'm sitting in like the same room with two of like my biggest like inspirations, like just in life. Definitely sitting next to like my favorite artist, who has also been my roommate for like the past 2.5 weeks. So like I'm like super stoked about that, because just like he said, like just, you know, how well we like gelled from the start. I
needed these people. Like I needed to be here right now in this space, not just for my art, but just like from, here's rhyme, but for my heart. Like I needed the community. I needed to create like with my people, you know, and like I mean that in like the broad like Black people sense, but also like these are my people now. Like this is my tribe. Like these are people I'm gonna be working with forever on projects. People I can hit up, not only to be like, can you read my script? Can you be in this new film? But also like, yo, can you pray for me? Or like, do you want to talk? Do you want to chat? Mm-hmm. And I think that's like maybe more valuable than whatever we put on screen, because it's about people, you know?
Right.
Scheming, these powers scheming. They be plotting for no reason in any season. They can catch your brother.